Hero doesn't actually want the gates open.
I think he just hates rocks.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That's probable. So Hero doing something completely not understandable. We don't actually see this from GSL or any other player. In fact, only CJ.herO really. He's getting his 3rd armor upgrade before his 3rd attack upgrade.
Sen must be thinking, you broke down the rocks? Do you secretly have 25 Colossi that I don't know about?
I don't know. So, it's kind of above the supply cap, but who knows if
yeah.
everything is a gamble when you're getting 3rd attack upgrade later than 3rd armor upgrade. Now, it could be that he wants to have like super durable zealots while doing harassment, but it doesn't actually make sense. No. Anyway, let's look at what's actually happening. We have 5 Broodlords, 10 Infestors, and we've got a couple of more Corruptors coming out. A lot of the supply is still in Roaches, and that is actually good for CJ.herO.
Does absolutely nothing. But nice that he ran away when he did. Hero able to be out of range of those Fungals, so that's really important there. I'd like to see Sen at least poke out through the center of the map just a little bit, because he must be I think he's seen that Hero took down those rocks in the middle, and he must be wondering why.
Yeah. Alright, so they're both on 76 workers. Fleet Beacon is finally done, and momentarily there will be enough gas to start a mothership. And at the very same time, Neural Parasite is starting, as well as a whole slew of other upgrades. Sen is doing some epic power play here. Should be working a little bit more on this creep spread, so he can do that Spine and Spore Crawler move forward, which you were talking about earlier on.
Exactly, yeah. I think, also, I think Sen should really be taking advantage of multiple avenues of attack to sort of dance around, if you like, with Hero's army while sending lings here, there, and everywhere. Hero is currently powering up so that he should be able to defend at more or less any base. I can see you attempting to click all of those gateways there, but the number seems to be ever increasing. That is a frighteningly large number. Good pickoff on the Observer there in the middle of the map, so now Hero doesn't know for sure exactly where the Broodlords are going to be coming in if Sen decides to change tack. And, does that War Prism get spotted by Sen?
Yeah, he definitely saw that for a very long time. There is going to be more Spine Crawlers being morphed in here, and this army is sacrificial. Roaches are so supply costly, so he's just going to throw them away. If he gets any gain with this whatsoever, it will be a bonus. He's going to get 3 cannons.
He could have killed the hatch if he just targeted down first.
Yeah, I think he could have killed the Nexus. You're definitely right. If he did that, he would have had it. Yeah. He might still get it? No, he's not going to get it.
He's not targeting it enough now.
That Stalker died very slowly thanks to that 3 armor upgrade, don't you think?
That's true, man.
Alright, so...
Aren't we glad we got that 3 armor upgrade before the +3 attack?
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Do you know what I see when I see that? I see Fungals. That's what I see.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. So much energy is going to be on those High Templars. Well, the Mothership is now out as well for Hero. And a +3 attack is about 2/3 of the way done. An additional 13 Corruptors coming out from Sen as well.
Ooh.
So looking towards picking off those Colossi as quickly as possible, in addition to getting more and more Broodlords out on the map. So this epic endgame PvZ engagement on Daybreak, traditionally known in the GSL, of course, as the map of epic games, and it doesn't look like this one's going to disappoint.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to come down to this really important engagement for both players. Neural Parasite is going to play a role. We do see a carrier switch being prepared by CJ.herO, which is probably a really terrible choice, but Protoss will try it every now and then, because you can't really fight this army with ground, so...
You mad, bro?
It's just about... it's about how you want to lose, right? You want to lose with carriers or ground army. Anyway.
I really want to spend 3,000 gas, A-move them for 5 seconds, run them away, and watch them die, I believe, was what we were discussing before. Yeah. And all the shields going down, more or less, on the Mothership before the engagement takes place proper, which is great, but we need a couple more Corruptors as backup to make sure that he can finish the job when Hero turns around and starts engaging. The Broodlords now going to be engaging the main army. Hero moving back. I think he wants to wait for a little bit more energy and some shields to regenerate on his Mothership. He doesn't want that to rather in his face, just completely disappear the first couple of seconds of the engagement.
Yeah, but it's very likely that if it gets fungled or neuraled or just attacked with 3 Corruptors, this Mothership could just die. There's going to be a nice
vortex. A good vortex.
And he's feedbacking all the rest of the Infestors. There's no more Fungal or Infested Terrans left if he kills all these Infested Terrans and moves in his Archons. CJ.herO could win this fight decisively. He has to move in those Archons. He's going to get up close and friendly with the Broodlord.
And
this could be fantastic.
Oh my god, that is how to eliminate 50 supply in a second and a half, ladies and gentlemen. Gamania.Sen is down to 130 supply. Hero taking a 40 supply lead, 50 supply lead. He's re-maxed. That's how many gateways he has in the space of 10 seconds. And this entire game has just turned on its head. That resources lost tab really flipped quickly, and Sen is in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, the biggest disadvantage of Broodlord Infestor is if it does die, it takes really long to get it back. It's the energy on the Infestors, it's making Corruptors first and then Broodlords. It's gonna take so long, so Hero has a 2-minute window to just go and kill everything. And Sen's bank, to be frank, it's not big enough to reproduce that type of army. That was a huge mistake, keeping his Broodlords that clumped as he did. Attacking not on creep, attacking not with the spines and spore crawlers, and one single mistake like that can cost you the game even. And the map is going to be Ohana. Hero is leading 1-0, and it is the upper bracket round 3. The winner is going to qualify for the WCS Global Finals. If Sen did that against the field of 10 super elite Koreans and Chinese, and then an additional delegation of very good Chinese players like Toot Ming, and of course Comm, for example, and not to discount the other people who are still in, that would be really, really huge for him.
It really is, and he is now 1 game away from being able to do that. Sen, of course, spawning as the red Zerg in the top left-hand side of the map. In the meantime, guys, in the bottom right is the blue Protoss. CJ.herO is going to be our blue Protoss, who is actually 1 game away. I got that mixed up.
Oh, nice, you corrected it. So good. You're still so alert after such a long day. We had a really long day casting.
Hey man,
here.
I did 27 minutes without a mistake, and this was my mistake at the start of the next game. I lasted 2 minutes more, man. It's cool.
Yeah, super cool. Hope you guys have been enjoying this day of WCS Asia Finals here. It's been so many good games. We have shown a number of Terran games as well, even though the representation of that race is a little bit lower.
I've cast every single Terran.
Have you?
I have actually. They're like Pokemon, man. I caught them all. And
Nice.
It was really cool. Red Archon's last game in particular, I mean, he was playing so unbelievably well in the lower bracket before he was knocked out. It was really sad to see that he had to go home. But he played such an amazing series there. And Artosis and I were like busy sort of being happy about that series for like 2 hours after it was played.
Like 2 giddy schoolgirls.
Exactly. It was so good. So Red Archon, you are forever in our hearts. And we hope to see you again soon. But for now, guys, this is the winner's bracket, and the winner of this series goes on to be top 6. So it is all to play for here, and Hero is only 1 game away.
Only 1 game away. Now Sen is choosing to go for a more traditional spawning pool first into hatchery. No delay whatsoever on the hatchery. Hero has not had the best probe micro, or the probe, let's say, goal setting yet. He hasn't really prioritized that yet. We saw 1 game where Hero lost his scouting probe.
Yeah,
saw another game where he almost lost it, and he has never blocked a single second of any hatchery whatsoever. And it's actually just good to do it. There's no real disadvantage of doing that.
Well, he hasn't, like... You can argue all day about like maybe putting pylons down, or even putting a second pylon down and a third or something.
That's
like
arbitrary,
that.
right?
but just dancing around and preventing the hatch from going down, especially because we've seen a couple of games here where you go for the hatch first, even like we saw in the previous game and stuff like that. And it's like, well, that's the perfect situation when the pool isn't even down to really delay it as much as possible. And Hero just hasn't seemed that interested in doing it, to be honest.
Yep. And, well, Hero has been showing every game that he's going to go for 4 gas quickly with a Robo, so I'd be super surprised if we saw something like a quick Twilight or Stargate coming out of him.
Yeah.
And I think Sen would be surprised too, which could be enough reason to try and do it, but it probably won't be. He has shown just to be like super solid and super comfortable with what he himself is doing.
Yeah.
Granted, he was kind of losing last game, but because he's just like following his own plan, he was able to wait patiently for a mistake like that from Sen.
See, the thing is, he was definitely worse for like virtually all of that last game, but at what point do you sort of look at that situation and go, oh, Hero's actually losing now? It was never...
At every point since the attack on the 5th, like he attacked the 4th,
right.
But then he didn't kill the 2nd, 4th, and from that moment onwards, I thought he was losing.
Okay, so around the 20-minute mark, though.
A little bit before that, I think.
Because that's the thing. The initial pressure, which caused him to go behind, didn't lose him the game.
Yeah,
I guess the point I'm trying to make.
right. Yeah.
And he had to make another mistake to compound that initial decision before he would get into what would theoretically be lost.
Yeah, and it was a good attack. It was a good attack. It was successful, but there was no, like, even 2 zealots in the 4th during all that.
Yeah, would have been super useful.
Would have probably just won the game already.
Yeah.
Alright, so we once again get the Robo in the same position, always close to the Nexus. They're like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree type of robotics.
Yeah.
And yeah, so going again with the same type of build. Now, Sen, if he would go for very quick Mutalis, that would be the blind counter to Speed Prism Immortal, or to a guy who always goes Robo with Late Twilight.
Well, very useful against things that don't shoot up, of course. And Sen might be looking to do that this particular game. He's now going to be taking some gas both in his main. Are we going to see a third and fourth gas go down? We see 3 go down from Sen.
He has to do that because he made them super late. He made them at 6:45, which is a half minute to 45 seconds later than we usually see it.
Exactly. And he's going straight into the Roach Warren as well. So and just continuing to drone up. So Sen trying to get away with what he can here, wanting to saturate with those drones as quickly as humanly possible, but at the same time, we have a War Prism moving.
Remember
up.
this build before from CJ.herO?
Yep.
He is going to make Immortal behind this, and he's going to pretend like he's going to do a Sentry wall off, and then he's going to do an Immortal all in.
Oh, this is going to be pretty sick. And the follow-up Immortal on was so good as well the last time we saw it. You're right, he's doing the exact same build. Here we go, 7 gateways coming out now from Heroes. He's just going to make sure the Warp Prism doesn't die off. And he's going to be able to use that as support for when he actually moves up on the map with these Sentries and Immortals. And here we go. Oh, almost picking off an Overlord there. That would actually be quite useful for him. Just missing out. Even coming back to kill it off. It's like, no, I refuse to acknowledge that I don't win this fight. And there we go. The Overlord is going down now. Sen is going to be pretty wary. The layer going down at the natural expansion.
Super late layer. So he's not going to have Roach speed by the time that these units are coming for CJ.herO. We've got a very nice spread around the base here. He sees everything that's leaving, and he saw that Immortal and the Sentries. So does he know that this is going to be an Immortal all-in? He's on 67 drones, which is basically too much. So the mind game once again has worked for CJ.herO here. He's going to warp in 8 units. He's going to go to a total of 12 Sentries, and he's going to try and force field this area off while moving up into the natural, where basically there isn't enough army for Sen. He's very likely probably going to die to this.
Oh my goodness. Is he going to decide to go for the third now that he sees the roaches in? No, of course he isn't. He's going to be tackling it head on. Guardian Shield going up now, and the engagement has begun. Pulling all the drones. Sen knows that if he holds this off, he stands a chance, but this is an incredibly powerful push from Hero. Those Immortals doing so much damage. One actually caught on the bottom, but he is also engaging some reinforcement roaches. Can Sen hold on? So many Sentries here. More force fields go down, and it's looking like he should be able to power through. Another Immortal coming up to join the rest of the army now, and they're just doing so much damage.
This is such a cool version of the Immortal all-in. He did lose most of his Sentries, but the Immortals are both still alive. He still has one Immortal, which only needed one Roach shot to be killed off. There we go. Those Roaches could potentially do it. The Queens could do it, but they're not. So this Immortal is still pounding damage on the Roaches and Immortals and the Queens. And there have been a lot of drones dying already. They're on equal supply. Hero is warping in. The Defender's advantage has been eliminated. There's a Warp Prism here. Sen tried to kill that off with the Queens, which could really help, but no, GG!
And the Jason Statham Immortal